Today's video is going to be a continuation from my first video on gold ring hunting. The first video was Equinox 800 Gold Finder, and I guess quite fitting that I'll name this particular video the Equinox 800 Gold Finder Part 2. But I need to really make a point. You do not have to have this kind of machine to find gold rings. Any kind of good quality machine can find gold rings, but today I wanted to do a continuation of the ones I did before, and we're starting out here in part 2. Everything's the same, no changes. Start off with the same as I did before, Jefferson nickel, and I'm going to get to a point, so bear with me. Now, on my last video, I was asked by several different people to sweep more than once with the target over the coil. So that's what I'm going to do today. So here we are with the nickel. 12. We'll immediately get started here with my first 10K gold ring, little black onyx. 11. Now, everyone knows that's been hunting any at all what this is. This is a beaver tail off of a beer pull tab. 11. And from our last video, I used a $1 gold piece back in the 1800s. But I want to just make an example here. 11. So now we had 3 items. We had gold ring, beaver tail, and a $1 gold piece. Now, I said all that to try to make a point. These 3 items fall below a nickel. I have dug several rings that gave me a solid nickel all the way down. I was really surprised to see a gold ring when I thought for sure it was a nickel. So moving on, we have a nice princess ring, 10K princess ring. 10. Next ring is a 14K, a lot smaller, thinner band, has a little diamond in the center of the heart. 10K, little religious ring, has a heart, a cross rather, inside of a heart. 6. Now if you notice, the numbers are going down. And I've done this on purpose because I wanted to make an example of why it's so critical to dig nickels and below. There's a nice, beautiful ring, 10K. 6. Two-tone gold. Pretty, very excitable ring to dig out of the ground, 10K. 5. Now here again I want to point out the numbers are going lower and lower and lower. We have got into the range of tinfoil now. When you get 5 all the way to 1, could be, it's most likely going to be a piece of tinfoil that's been wadded up, chewing gum wrapper someone's discarded. This next ring is a very unique ring, beautifully made, but there is a problem with it. Right here it is broken. And without this ring being put together a little bit, it's extremely hard for even the most powerful detectors in the world to pick this up because it's broke. But now, if hunting in the ground is wet, saturated wet, that greatly increases the odds of finding this ring. And it's quite surprising how many rings I have found over the years where the ground was saturated, and I took the ring out of the ground and ran it before the coil, and it would read nothing. Total silence. So let's see what this one does. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to mash the ring together to simulate a whole ring. 1. That's extremely low. That's right on the verge of going into iron on this particular machine. So next is a nice, small, very lightweight 10K bracelet. 1. Next is a lightweight 10K. This is actually a necklace, but I'm going to wad it up. It gets a little better control over it. That's a 1. The next is another bracelet, a little larger clasp, 14K. That's a 1. Now I'm going to go back to the other spectrum to this. Go back to the Jefferson nickel. 12 or 13. And on the Equinox, it will vary 12 to 13 depending on which program you're in between park or field. So let's look at that nickel again. 12, 13. Now let's go up to the class ring. Ladies' class ring. Really nice. Has a lot of weight. There's a little value in this ring. 14. And then let's look at this pull tab. Now a lot of people say, well, I don't dig pull tabs. I'll never dig one. I can honestly say that the majority of rings will not fall in that pull tab range. It'd be slightly more. So here is a beer tab, the end off what you take off the beaver tail. 17. Now the larger class rings, a large wedding band will read on that 17 range. Then I want to show you finally this $5 gold piece that came from the first video. 18. So now, of all the rings that I showed you today, every ring except one read below a nickel. This one read above a nickel. All the rest read below a nickel, including the bracelets. So I'd really like to point out the fact that you really, if you're bound and you're determined to find gold rings, you have to dig nickels. And once you get in a habit of digging nickels, there'll be a ring come up every now and then, and it'll be right close to that. 11, 12, 13, and then as you venture down into the single digits, that's where the majority of the gold rings, ladies' rings, young girls' rings, will fall. I hope this will be a great help, and I'll guarantee you if you'll get out there and start really searching. And one quick tidbit, if you're looking for rings, you need to be looking where people's been. Schoolyards, football fields, soccer fields, places where people congregate. That will be your greatest chances of finding rings. Hope everybody has a great day.